Hey, ladies and gents, it's Wiz here with a review of the Mythic Legions Lord Bardric Autumnborn figure. This guy is part of Xylona's flock, and he is also part of the Ilithia Xylona wave that is trickling in, hitting the beaches. The Four Horsemen are getting some figures out before the all-in, which are the boxes that contain the all-in figures, all of the figures available. And so I managed to get a hold of one of these guys as part of that early trickle as far as the wave. And then after that, I guess they're going to be shipping like, the horses and the moose and the 2-packs with Ilithia and Phobos and all that other stuff. So, without further ado, Lord Bardric, let me take a look at his bio. It says, Lord Bardric Autumnborn. The return of the soul spiller to Ilithia and her faction of vampire children have created great unrest in the realm of Xylonia. As Lord of the fabled Harvest Court, Lord Bardric Autumnborn is bringing forth his army of forest dwellers to Castle Silverhorn's aid. Located deep within the woods of Mbirion, the Harvest Court is a mystical gathering of ancient warriors, dedicated to protecting the lands of Xylonia. Lord Bardric's wisdom, knowledge, and soft-spoken kindness are an asset to Artemis that is matched by his skill with his mighty axe. So, I guess a statesman, a leader, a lord of some sort. And you know what amazes me about the Four Horsemen sculpts, especially those done by Eric Treadaway, is how you can look at a character and just because of some of the iconic elements or the way the face looks, the way they're dressed, the way their hair is done, it's almost like they're alive, and you can read all sorts of characteristics into this character. And the first time I saw this guy, even if you didn't tell me he was a lord or a leader or whatever, I definitely would have guessed that he was a member of a noble class, that he was learned and scholarly and all of that. And the bio, pretty much backs that up. So as you look at him, he's got these elven ears, right? And this crown, kind of like Artemis Silvercord, where it's, I don't know if it's a horn or some sort of substance that is attached to his hair, but it's a sort of adornment, and I guess it's a leader that from Xylona's flock, and they tend to favor that sort of headgear. But when I look at this, I kind of reminds me a bit of Barack Obama, and not just because he's, has dark skin or whatever. He's far darker than Barack Obama was. Just something about his features, his nose. He looks like somebody who's even keel and has a, temperament suitable for leadership, not somebody who's going to be weird, wild, and wacky and doing stupid stuff. So yeah, and then he has these, green eyes, and I don't know if that's a whisperling trait or what kind of elf he is, whether he's a wood elf or what the deal is, but those are pretty cool. And it just gives them an air of gravitas that is, what you generally would want in a leader. So, I mean, it doesn't say too much other than he's coming to the aid of those who are facing this evil with the soul spiller. But he is also supposedly very good with the axe. And this is, I guess, technically an axe, even though it's kind of elven in appearance and very sort of classically styled. But yeah, so I was wondering earlier, because this weapon showed up with, who was it? Varg. But when you have it in silver and gold, it gives a completely different impression. So it's kind of very elven, silvery, civilized, yet I guess capable of inflicting great bodily harm in battle. So not only does he have that, he also has this golden and the golden bow, and I've got the arrow knocked in there, and the string, which I've shown before, that actually makes the bow work because it's an elastic string. So he can hit you with his axe, or if he needs a ranged weapon, seems like he'd be pretty handy with the bow as well. See how the arrow knocks into these two little bumps there? I think it's pretty genius the way the four horsemen did that. And again, I can't say enough about how cool this bow is. It also has the two dots on the other side, so you can knock it on either side. So if he's right-handed or left-handed, no matter how he's holding the bow, that the arrow will be there so it can be drawn. So let me take that out of his hand. So show you the bow and the arrow. And be careful with that. Don't poke your eyeball out. So not only does he have that, but he has this massive sword, right? Gigantic sword. It has a really cool hilt here with a really long guard, and then this double thing. I'm not sure what that is, but I have seen that that it has some historical precedent. So I'm not sure what that would be. I guess if you stab somebody, it keeps them from sliding all the way up to the hilt, so that you can look at them and have a conversation with them. So there's that. The giant sword and the bow and the axe, right? So even though he's a statesman, he's absolutely loaded for bear or whatever other creature he might have to face. He's also got the quiver. Now, generally, I would think that the quiver would be hung higher up, but I think it looks just as good, kind of down here in the hanging from the belt. I talked about how this belt is a huge improvement over the original belt, which was just sort of hanging loose. But this is the quiver. The arrows don't come out, other than that one loose arrow. They're all in there, and they're color coordinated. I like these cool gold designs, and that's just sort of the ubiquitous sort of quiver that comes with all of these figures. He also comes with another set of hands. So some hands that can be used, I guess, to make it look like he's drawing the bow or just punching somebody in the face. So statesman and a fighter with two sets of hands, and then one that is perfectly suited for fisticuffs. So let's see what else. The leather boots are great. I love this sort of armored, what would we call that? Just sort of armor up front with the knee protection. And then this new little tiny loincloth that looks really good with these new pants. We're going to be getting a lot of these pants with the Wizards, but I really like them. I like that fine texture on the pants and the details with the sculpt. And then sort of this leather garment with the metal studs painted in there. That looks great. And then just gives wide range of mobility for this guy. So he can be, you know, I guess riding a moose or riding a horse or, you know, any other creatures that we might get in the future. He's got the leather gloves and the leather gauntlets, and then some more armor there. The shirt that kind of matches the pants. I really like this color scheme with the green and the two browns. Goes really well. And then this sort of utility belt with the coppery buckle and then these pouches here. So he's pretty much ready for anything. This is also a new piece here, which looks like leather armor with buckles up top. And the cool thing about that is if you paint that metallic, then it could look like metal. But here with the woodland sort of outfit, the leather looks really good. And then also the two pauldrons here, which are metal, and these are new ones, and I love the way they look. They round out his look. He's got this really cool braided hair, also somewhat reminiscent of other members of Xylona's flock. And then he what would these be? Sort of braid toppers, I guess, there. And so it's just a really regal look with that long hair, complemented by that calm sort of, you know, he looks like a guy who's in charge. So that is Lord Bardric. Really liking this addition to Xylona's flock, and can't wait to see the rest of these figures. For now, I don't know when the rest of the figures are going to get shipped, but this is the 5th figure in a row that I've reviewed because I was able to get that one box, and hopefully we'll get the rest and be able to review them as well. All right, IzDwiz signing out.